Are you ready, Brian, for our main event of the evening? A main event that I watched in its entirety.
That's one of the big questions. Did Jim actually watch the match?
I had to see what... It's sort of like I had to see what they had to say for themselves. Are these two going to in any way try to earn their money, work hard, get over, add to the program, or are they going to sleepwalk through this with as little effort as possible? And I believe we now have our answer. The big main event on television, and I can't wait to hear the ratings. Ibushi versus Okada. The Battle of the Sleepwalkers. Brian, I have a blow by blow here. But what was your overall opinion? I don't want to sway you in any way. I want you to tell me what you thought of this dream match between these two spry Japanese superstars.
I think Ibushi has the worst facial expressions I've ever seen on a wrestler. Okada's been completely unimpressive. I wanted to see this to see if it could be anything, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it could be at its worst. So that's a positive, because we've seen Ibushi fall apart.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't like a leprosy victim where pieces of him were just falling off.
And I'm sure when Tony was writing out Dynamites in his head, he jerked off all over the place the idea of episode 300 having Ibushi versus Okada. That was probably a big deal.
And it was a big deal to some of the people there at the start. I mean, I don't know how it could have been a big deal after they saw it. But, some of these people have blinders on as far as if you're a big baseball fan, but if Babe Ruth came out to at bat when he's 92 years old and when he swung the bat, he fell over, would you still go, this is awesome? So Okada opened up with stalling. Thought I was watching a Japanese Larry Zbyszko, and their lockups were flat-footed. They looked like wrestling school lockups. Or just, and then Okada took two chops and rolled out and took a walk. And then Okada kind of gingerly stopped Ibushi and used some weak elbows at a slow pace. Ibushi kicked him. He took one bump and rolled out. Ibushi dove on him as he stood there waiting to catch him. Then Ibushi walked all the way around the ring for no apparent reason to come back for Okada to stop him. And they fought on the floor in slow motion. And they went to the break. And they came back and they were still in slow motion. Okada shot Ibushi off turnbuckle to turnbuckle. And Ibushi looked like he almost tripped and couldn't run to turn. And I mean, it was either Ibushi with the stiff kicks that were slow because he'd just draw back and whack. Okay. But then he tries the fast ones and they look like shit. Okada hit, I've never seen a flapjack in slow motion before. And in the interest of keeping things logical, he gave Ibushi a flapjack and then slapped on a wrist lock. Well, I mean, he body slammed him, and that elbow drop off the top rope is now. I'm sorry, I know not everybody can be Bobby Eaton. I'm not expecting poetry in motion, but he just crumples off the goddamn top rope and lands at a clunk clunk. I wrote there hadn't been a facial expression between the two of them. Okada did some slow fake forearms. Ibushi at one point fought back he was trying to do like boxing or MMA punches, and while Okada just covered up his head with his hands, and either they didn't land or they looked like play fighting. It made Shane O'Mac look like Mike Tyson. Then one guy hits a clothesline. They both lay there for 30 seconds. What the fuck? Nobody's sweating here. They got a big pop. They struggled to balance on the top rope, and then Ibushi gave Okada something off the top rope that got a big pop because it looked like a fuck up. Oh shit, that was dangerous. And he got a 2 count with that. So that was a big move off the top that he hit fucking Okada with, and everybody, whoa, he's dead. And then the next move, Ibushi goes for Okada, countered it. He was fine. He got up, hit him with a clothesline, a drop kick, and a clothesline, and beat him 1, 2, 3. So the most severe reaction to any move and the biggest bump that anybody took in the whole match, the guy that took it immediately got up, clothesline, drop kick, clothesline, 1, 2, 3. If you put masks on these guys and change their names and put this same exact match out there in front of people, even the AEW fans would have booted out of the building. And I'm sorry, I want some son of a bitch out there to clip together the parts of this match that look in any way like a classic goddamn wrestling confrontation between any top star and any other top star in history. Just put it next to Ric Flair and Ronnie Garvin trading fucking chops for 20 seconds. What the fuck? The laziest, lack of effort, sloppy work, slow motion movement, lack of emotional investment on the part of the participants, and flat finishes. And then here go Archer and Rocky and Don Fallis get in and get some more heat on Ibushi. And then the music plays and Kenny runs out with a chair and runs the heels off. Except Trent comes into the ring from behind with a police baton. But Ibushi, who just got beat by this guy's fucking various moves, gets up and stops him, and they double team Trent. And then Kenny and Douchey hug as we go off the air. Which, by the way, was about 8 minutes late. Am I being overly dramatic here? Or am I being fairly descriptive?
I think it's fair to say that Ibushi and Okada are washed up. If you've seen any of their previous work from 10 plus years ago, these are not the same guys, and the environment's not the same environment. I was surprised this was the main event. Did you see the post-match footage, the off-air footage of, I don't even know how to describe it.
I did not. So
Omega standing next to Ibushi, and Ibushi took a bump right onto a chair intentionally, hit his head on the chair, and then just got up and walked away. Because the post that was going around was like, look at this idiot, look at him fucking up his neck on his own.
Well, I don't have any idea why that would have been a thing that would have happened. I'm very confused now. He just took his own bump on a chair and then got up and left.
That is indeed what happened. I'll see if we can find some footage for you, but that was AEW Dynamite, another banner episode.
Yeah. And again, there's a difference between being washed up and washed up on shore. This looks like goddamn floating corpse matches. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Well, I'll tell you what, you might have Raycons in your ears, but if Ibushi had Raycons in his ears, they would have popped out because you just sent me the clip. What in the world? So they're standing in the ring, him and Kenny. After the show has gone off the air, there's a chair laying in the ring. And Ibushi just turns his back on it, flings himself up in the air, takes a flat back bump with the back of his head landing on the chair, then pops up to his feet, jumps up, gets out of the ring, and waves at everybody and walks off. Even Kenny's looking like, what the fuck did he do that for? What is the matter with these people? Why would you do that? Oh, here, let me take one more bump to show you that everything is all fake and nothing hurts, even the shit that really does. And then I'll hurt myself and then go back to the dressing room.